Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Tell a friend.
What is up, guys? Tyson Dela Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Hope everybody is doing amazing today on this beautiful, what's today? Today is Thursday. Today's Thursday. Good morning, everybody. Shout out to everybody in the live chat. If you're catching us on the replay, drop a replay in the comment section down below. Guys, it has been an epic past couple days, post-election night. Absolutely amazing. We got a couple things to jump into today. I haven't watched the Biden speech, which we'll watch that together. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. And a little bit of the Kamala Harris speech. We're not going to watch the entire thing because I don't want to do that. But before we get into that, let's jump into the Biden stuff. We remember the lady in red. The lady in red, Mrs. Jill Biden. Today, apparently, Joe Biden was cheesing from ear to ear when he was given his reaction to Trump's win. Shouldn't be surprising because there's two indication factors that I think that Joe Biden and Jill Biden voted for Donald Trump. One of them being this: you don't go out in all red on election day, Jill Biden, if you ain't voting for Trump. So there's Jill Biden all in red. What do you guys think about this? She was I think she was voting. I think she's voting Trump. I think she voted Trump. And then the other indication is this right here. You guys remember this situation with Joe Biden putting on the Donald Trump hat. This got 2.1 million impressions, reposted several times. This isn't the original one, but this has been reposted off the yayo. What is up, everybody that are jumping in the chat? What's up? What's up? Hope everybody's doing amazing. All right. So let's jump in. I haven't watched this in its entirety. I watched probably about like a minute worth. It's about a 6-minute speech. Let's jump into it. People are saying that Joe Biden's he's looking cool, he's looking calm, he's looking collective, and he was cheesing from ear to ear. You know, stress, anxiety, pressure put a lot of strain on the human body. And Joe Biden can hardly withstand his own human body. So I'm pretty sure he's relieved that all the stress and anxiety is gone from out of this situation here. What's up, Gina? What's up, Tom? Simply, how's it going? Let's jump into this real quick.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you. Please. Thank you.
How many of you guys?
Good to see this cabinet and the staff together here. Thank you.
I already feel it. He feels lighter. He's like, gosh, I'm glad this is all over. He feels lighter. He feels relieved in some spaces. There was probably a lot of pressure on him. And I'm sure he's happy because Nancy Pelosi and the crew, yeah, there's 12 people clapping. I'm sure he's happy because Nancy Pelosi and the crew kicked him out.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Please. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. It's good to see you all. Particularly good to see my granddaughter sitting in the front row here. Hi, Finn. How are you, honey?
I agree with you, Rue Good Nurse. She says reading a teleprompter does not mean he is more coherent. Yes, I agree with that. I agree.
For over 200 years,
I agree.
America has carried on the greatest experiment in self-government in the history of the world. And that's not hyperbole, that's a fact. We're the people. The people vote and choose their own leaders, and they do it peacefully. And we're in a democracy. The will of the people always prevails. Yesterday, I spoke with President-elect Trump to congratulate him on his victory. And I assured him that I'd direct my entire administration to work with his team to ensure a peaceful and orderly transition. That's what the American people deserve. Yesterday, I also spoke with Vice President Harris. She's been a partner and a public servant. She ran an inspiring campaign, and everyone got to see something that I learned early on to respect so much, her character. She has a backbone like a ramrod. She has great character, true.
I don't know why you keep saying she has a backbone like a ramrod. Is that an indication with the conversation with the one previous Willie Brown? I'm not sure. Backbone like a ramrod. Not sure why that's a continuous quote that Joe Biden keeps pushing out. What's up, Michelle? Like, why you got a backbone like a ramrod? Doug Emhoff the other day says, you know, Kamala Harris just puts her head down and gets to work. Like, come on, man. Yeah, Rue Goodner says, sad for him, but he is also so corrupt. 100%. His entire family is corrupt. We'll get back to this video here in a minute, but his entire family is corrupt. They moved millions, billions of dollars into Biden businesses. And then all of a sudden, a crackhead like Hunter Biden becomes a painter, and he's selling his paintings for millions and millions of dollars. Give me a break.
True character. She gave her whole heart and effort, and she and her entire team should be proud of the campaign they ran. You know, the struggle for the soul of America since our very founding has always been an ongoing debate and still vital today. I know for some people, it's a time for victory, to state the obvious. For others, it's a time of loss. Campaigns are contests of competing visions. The country chooses one or the other. We accept the choice the country made. I've said many times, you can't love your country only when you win. You can't love your neighbor only when you agree. Something I hope we can do, no matter who you voted for, is see each other not as adversaries, but as fellow Americans. Bring down the temperature. I also hope we can lay to rest the question about the integrity of the American electoral system. It is honest, it is fair, and it is transparent. And it can be trusted, win or lose. I also hope we can restore the respect for all our election workers who busted their necks and took risks at the outset. We should thank them.
They didn't, there was a graph that came out. There was over 20 million votes for Biden in 2020. Where did those 20 million votes go? So they, the Republican Party had that thing on lock. We had that thing on lock because 20 million votes just didn't appear out of nowhere last election.
Thank them for staffing voting sites, counting the votes,
Correctly.
protecting the very integrity of the election. Many of them are volunteers who do it simply out of love for their country. And as they did their duty as citizens, I will do my duty as president. I'll fulfill my oath, and I will honor the Constitution. On January 20th, we'll have a peaceful transfer of power here in America. To all our incredible staff, supporters, cabinet members, all the people who've been hanging out with me for the last 4 years, God love you, as my mother would say. Thank you so much. You put so much into the past 4 years. I know it's a difficult time. You're hurting. I hear you and I see you. But don't forget all that we accomplished.
I thought he was going to
It's been an
whisper.
historic presidency. Not because I'm president, because what we've done, what you've done. A presidency for all Americans. Much of the work we've done is already being felt by the American people, but the vast majority of it will not be felt over the next 10 years. We have legislation we passed that's just only now just really kicking in. We're going to see over $1 trillion worth of infrastructure work done, changing people's lives in rural communities and communities that are in real difficulty because it takes time to get it done. And so much more it's going to take time, but it's there. The road ahead is clear, assuming we sustain it. There's so much we can get done and will get done based on the way the legislation was passed. And it's truly.
A lot of you guys are saying, keep the head on the swivel. It's interesting. Kamala Harris didn't concede the night of, she conceded the next day. And, you know, is it because the entire United States was predominantly red that they're being very kind, suspiciously kind? But I'm optimistic. I'm very optimistic.
Historic. You know, we're leaving behind the strongest economy in the world. I know people are still
Bro, why are you lying?
hurting, but things are changing rapidly. Together, we've changed America for the better. Now we have 74 days to finish the term, our term. Let's make every day count. That's the responsibility we have to the American people. Look, folks, you all know it in your lives. Setbacks are unavoidable, but giving up is unforgivable. Setbacks are unavoidable, but giving up is unforgivable. We all get knocked down, but the measure of our character, as my dad would say, is how quickly we get back up. Remember, a defeat does not mean we are defeated. We lost this battle. The America of your dreams is calling for you to get back up. That's the story of America for over 240 years and counting. It's a story for all of us, not just some of us. The American experiment endures. We're going to be okay, but we need to stay engaged. We need to keep going. And above all, we need to keep the faith. I'm so proud to have worked with all of you. I really mean it. I sincerely mean it. God bless you all. God bless America. And may God protect our troops. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Jogging Joe. Yeah, I agree with Rue Good Nurse. You know, teleprompters can, regardless if you have Alzheimer's, dementia, teleprompters can help guide the conversation because all they need to do is read, right? And as soon as he gets off the stage, we can see a clear decline in this individual's cognitive ability. And good thing he didn't go back to the podium because that's his normal MO. He goes back to the podium and says something. And he had mentioned something regarding getting back up. If there's not a true testament to courage and getting back up and getting beat up and brutally accused of things, Donald Trump is there's a great quote called "the man in the arena," and I think throughout this 9 years, Donald Trump embodies that quote, "the man in the arena." Brutally accused of things and they just tried to beat him up. They're beating him up, and he just kept getting up. He just kept getting up. Speaking of that, we have this. Arizona just declared Donald Trump making a clear sweep of all swing states. Massive red wave success. This is a tweet or X by Elon Musk. This is beyond a landslide, as Republicans have now won the presidency, the popular vote, the Senate majority, House majority, state government majority, and state legislative majority. Few states didn't go red, but mostly those are the ones that didn't have voter ID. Interesting. Kamala Harris won the ones that didn't have voter ID. There's a lot of finger pointing going on in the Democrat Party. Despite raising over $1 billion, Harris has ended her campaign $20 million in debt, according to Politico. What is she going to do? How bad is her neck going to hurt to pay off that debt? Because looking up, down, and stuff like that. Oh, man. And then 2 days after Trump was after Trump declared victory, look at this. Look at this. Hamas reportedly called an end to its war against Israel 2 days after Donald Trump becomes president. Vladimir Putin declared the death of the New World Order just 2 days after the election. The results come after a tweet from Elon Musk. Putin says the New World Order is a thing of the past. The moment of truth is approaching, as he backs Donald Trump's foreign policy. It's crazy. Yep. Hamas officially says, this is from Newsmax. Newsmax, remember, was the first news outlet to report Donald Trump as the victor. This is absolutely phenomenal news. Somebody says Carrie Lake will get a job with Trump. I think so. A lot of good news. Jack Smith. If you remember correctly, Donald Trump said that he will fire Jack Smith. And this is what happened yesterday.
We have some news about special counsel Jack Smith, this man right here. Donald Trump said recently that he would fire Jack Smith, quote, within 2 seconds of taking office. Well, we found out that he may not have that opportunity. The reason is that the Department of Justice, where Jack Smith works, cannot prosecute a sitting president. Fox News is told that Jack Smith will be gone from his post as special counsel, meaning the cases will be gone before Trump takes the oath of office at noon on January 20th. This is the documents case, though that was dropped already by Judge Eileen Cannon back over the summer, and it's on appeal, but also this case for Trump's alleged efforts to try to overturn the 2020 election. So given the fact DOJ policy says you cannot prosecute a sitting president, expect Jack Smith cases to be done. The last case, and I'll end on this, is that Atlanta case that deals with the 2020 elections. That's a local Georgia case. We've seen over the last year how that has played out with Fani Willis, Nathan Wade. That has many problems, many different delays. So the bottom line for my story to all of you right now, Donald Trump's legal problems have essentially all gone away since he won last night. Harris, we have some news about special counsel Jack Smith.
Jack Smith's like, I'm done. I resign. I am done. I'm going to get fired anyways. So I'm going to leave. It just shows how BS the charges were. It just shows you don't leave your post if you believe in the cause. He's going to get fired anyways. Now, we're going to jump into Kamala Harris. Now, somebody put Kamala Harris's post, her speech up top, and then Hillary Clinton's speech down at the bottom. Literally, we know that the Obama administration, everybody went over to Biden, and then everybody from that regime went over to Kamala Harris. And they probably helped Hillary. I'm sure, I know that they helped Hillary. So basically what they did is they put Hillary's speech in ChatGPT and said, reformat it in a way so Kamala Harris can speak it. And this is what we get.
Election is not what we wanted, not what we fought for, not what we voted for.
This is not the outcome we wanted or we worked so hard for.
Earlier today, I spoke with President-elect Trump and congratulated him on his victory. I also told him that we will help him and his team with their transition.
Last night, I congratulated Donald Trump and offered to work with him on behalf of our country.
Over the 107 days of this campaign, we have been intentional about building community and building coalitions, bringing people together from every walk of life and background.
We've spent a year and a half bringing together millions of people from every corner of our country to say with one voice that we believe that the American dream is big enough for everyone.
To the young people who are watching, it is okay to feel sad.
She's going to say it's okay to feel sad. She feels, honestly, I clearly see that she's sad. Apparently, she locked herself in her room and cried all night. Not true notions of a leader. She didn't even go out and address her supporters the night of, or concede the election the night of, because her emotions were, she was too much boohoo, whining and crying all night. But if you guys haven't watched this entire speech from Kamala, you don't have to, because I'm going to say it right here. This was probably the best speech that she's ever given, period. Granted, it was ChatGPT'd up, but she had emotion. She wasn't this fake Fugazi candidate.
Sad and disappointed, but please know it's going to be okay.
To the young people in particular, I hope you will hear this.
On the campaign, I would often say, when we fight, we win. But here's the thing. Sometimes the fight takes a while. That doesn't mean we won't win. That doesn't mean we won't win.
This loss hurts, but please never stop believing that fighting for what's right is worth it.
Sounds exactly the same. Somebody said that Jack Smith is, where is it at? Someone, I think it was Catherine. She said Jack Smith is leaving the country. You know who else left the country? Apparently, the one, the only, Sean Carter, Jay-Z, and Beyonce apparently had fled the country. I wonder why. Maybe because that Epstein list and Diddy list might be coming in hot. And they might be active guests, consistent guests on that list. So they're trying to flee. New York judge Juan Marchand is considering about tossing the case against President Trump. And Jake Tapper, we got to check on Jake Tapper. Somebody has to do a wellness check on Jake Tapper. Because he's not doing so good.
I'm told that his legal team is going to try to make sure that sentencing never happens. As we know, their usual strategy is always to just try to get things delayed. But here they're going to argue to the judge that the sentencing should never happen because now that Trump is president-elect, they will say that he is entitled to the same constitutional protections as a sitting president and should be protected from state actors, and in this case, state prosecutors. Now, the judge overseeing that case, Judge Juan Marchand, he's given himself a deadline of November 12th to decide if the conviction against Trump should be tossed. Based on the Supreme Court's recent ruling on immunity, if he tosses the conviction, there'll be no sentencing. But if that sentencing continues to go forward, this is the argument that the Trump team is going to make. I'm told that his legal team is...
Everything's getting tossed out. They have to because they know that he's going to come after him. Should come after him for defamation. It's crazy. Gina said that she's proud of Kamala Harris because she did come out. She did come out, and I could see in her speech that there was some relief there. So many people from the party backed her up and told her to drink the Kool-Aid and said that she can do it, knowing dang well that she couldn't do it because she's not presidential material. She's not the one, right? And she drank her own Kool-Aid. She drank the Democrat Kool-Aid and said to herself that she could do this, but she knows that she can't. And we saw that clearly in interviews, right? So this would be the last time that we hear from Miss Kamala Harris, unless she starts an OF or something. I don't know. Gosh. Oh, man. Chris Cuomo shuts down Maxine Waters in an attempt to blame racism. All these Democrats are finger pointing and blaming and doing all this junk, claiming racism, claiming misogyny. And what's going on with Maxine Waters, man? Oh my gosh. She looks like that woman from that movie Get Out. But here's Chris Cuomo.
What is the lesson that your party should have learned?
Well, the Democratic Party worked very hard, and they raised, substantial sum of money. We had great candidates, and so Trump had a following, basically generally led by whites. White males voted in big numbers. He had a few from the other race groups that joined in, like the Latinos at 45%, and black men at about the same rate that they did when they voted for him before, at about 20%. That combination won. And so it is not that Democrats did not work hard, did not do a great job. We had an unusual situation where we had a black woman, which this country has never seen before. A combination of all of those things.
Did she just say a black woman? Hold on.
Country has never seen before. Unusual situation where we had a black woman, which this country has never seen before. A combination of all of those things led to his win.
I will not push back on the idea that race and sex matter in American politics. I think they do. I don't know that it was the controlling variable, and you don't suggest otherwise. To me, it seemed to be that the Democrats thought Trump stinks is enough. And Senator Bernie Sanders said something that reminded me of you, which is why I wanted you on the show tonight, Maxine, which is Democratic Party used to be, we are all about doing for working people. That's what we do. That's what Mario Cuomo's party, that's what Maxine Waters' party was. You are now seen as not that, even by Bernie Sanders.
Somebody said The Walking Dead. Bonita. Oh, man. Captain Joy cometh in the morning. And it did. It did. It really did. Yeah. Chris Cuomo and Maxine. Holy cats. This is priceless. Absolutely. Oh, man. I have this to share with you guys.
What is the lesson that your party?
So Scott Jennings, shout out to Scott Jennings, man. What a great commentator to bring some actual journalism to CNN.
I think the Democratic Party, you're right, it is hard to lose it. Republicans went through this after 2012. And I think about the condition of the Democratic Party. It's been almost fully oriented around Trump for a decade. I mean, look and look at Biden. I mean, his basic campaign promise initially was to rid the country of Trump and Trumpism. And as he leaves office, Trumpism, and the MAGA movement is stronger than ever. So not only are you just dealing with the wreckage of having lost an election, you're dealing with the total failure of the project of the current president as he set it out when he got elected in the first place. So I think part of the answers that you all are seeking are more than just tactical.
I agree.
So some of it is, what are we? Who are we?
What do we stand for?
What do we stand for? And I think both parties go through this after these kinds of losses. But when you look at how Biden is leaving, the very thing he vowed to rid us of is now the ascendant political movement in this country. It's got to be a pretty demoralizing thing.
In a stronger position than
He's never been stronger. He's never been more popular, and he's never been in a stronger political position to execute.
Can I just say one thing about that?
Rue Good Nurse, attorney Letitia James. Let's jump into that. Hold on. I didn't pull that up, but I'll pull it up right now. Did you guys see what she said yesterday? Let me pull it up. Thank you. Did they delete it already? Let's see. I had here we go. Here it is, right here. I can't find the link. Where is this at? Yeah, she said that she wouldn't give up, and proclaiming that citizens. Oh, here it is, right here.
Everyone who ran for office, those who were victorious, and those who didn't get the results that they worked for. There is nothing more difficult than running
Thank
for
you,
office,
Hustler.
and our democracy is better off because of your efforts. We also achieved an important step in our efforts to protect our right to choose in New York. And I want to thank Sasha Ajua for all of her efforts, and Donna Lieberman of ACLU for all that they have done to get us to that point. Thank you to all of those who worked so hard to enshrine that right in our Constitution and protected generations to come. I also want to thank New Yorkers for showing up in record numbers to the polls to exercise your most basic and sacred democratic right. And lastly, I congratulate the President-elect Donald Trump. And if possible, we will work with his administration. But we will not compromise our values or our integrity or our principles. We did not expect this result, but we are prepared to respond to this result. And my office has been preparing for several months because we've been here before. We faced this challenge before, and we used the rule of law to fight back. And we are prepared to fight back once again. Because as the Attorney General of this great state, it is my job to protect and defend the rights of New Yorkers and the rule of law. And I will not shrink from that responsibility. You see, between 2019 and 2021, the Office of the Attorney General took nearly 100 legal actions against the previous Trump administration, including when he attempted to cap the state and local tax, and when he sought to eliminate funds and grants for law enforcement officers here in the state of New York. We fought to preserve DACA and protect the Affordable Care Act. We fought to prevent a question about citizenship from being on the census because we were concerned about the impact of funding, the lack of funding to the state of New York, and how it would affect these programs. We beat the Muslim ban. We stopped the dismantling of the United States Postal Service. We challenged anti-LGBTQ plus efforts. We safeguarded key environmental policies, and we protected access to reproductive care, and we protected the right to organize. We worked around the clock to defend these basic rights with our Democratic colleagues across this nation. So as you can see, we know their playbook. We know Project 2025 before it was even published. And we have been working both in my office and with other Democratic AGs across this country to make sure that we would be ready to respond to any attempt to roll back our rights. So here we are. We've studied their platforms. We've identified certain possibilities, fact patterns. We've created contingency plans. So no matter what the next administration throws at us, we're ready. We're ready to respond to their attacks. We're ready to respond to any attempts to cut or eliminate any funding to the great state of New York, as the governor outlined. So despite what has happened on the national stage, we will continue to stand tall in the face of injustice, revenge, or retribution. We will continue to protect and our most vulnerable and marginalized amongst us, because it is my sworn duty and responsibility to lead that fight, working with the governor of this great state, Kathy Hochul. This is not the time to be fearful, New York, but faithful and steadfast, knowing that I, as the Attorney General, along with my entire team, we are guardians of the law, and we are prepared, my friends, to fight back. Thank you.
What do you guys think about that? Preparing for what, Tom said? Fighting for money to support illegal immigrants? Sorry. Your status as a sanctuary city is coming to an end, and taxpayers will no longer support these people. I agree. I agree. Catherine says the deflection is insane. Yep. Delusional. Trump will receive 312 electoral votes. In my 6 years working in the legal field, this has been crazy, but this threat yesterday is more than scary. It's an interesting, why she would do a presser in this capacity here. No more funding for New York City, huh? New York City will turn on her. What do you guys think? I'm overhydrated on the tears. Once the official president, they cannot do anything due to the U.S. Supreme Clause. But before then, yep. Yeah, I believe Donald Trump has his hearing November, correct? But I don't think, the likelihood of, the likelihood of anything happening on November is very slim. Is very slim. Just my opinion. Let New York ride. Chicago's brewing too. Chicago is brewing. Portland was brewing the night of the election. This man right here has a good point regarding his mother-in-law.
Donald Trump won, and I am very, very afraid that he might deport my mother-in-law. She entered illegally to the country, and she lives in a street for Number 47, apartment D, New York. I am very, very concerned. That's right behind the green apartment. Yeah. I have nothing bad happened to her. The gate is always open. You don't have any dogs either. Street 4, number 47, apartment B. If you get deported, how my life would be. Why? Street 4, number 47, apartment B.
I think I think he was doing this purposefully. I don't I think it's a satire because he was giving her, entire address. I think it's just a satire. Just a joke, you know. He says I don't know how I'm going to do it with my mother-in-law getting deported. Yeah, this was a nice one. And the Oscar goes to Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Oh. Yeah, it sounds like he's ratting somebody out. Yeah. Yeah, Jenny says, meanwhile, the 360,000 missing kids. Yeah, it is going to be. I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be very. This administration is going to be very beneficial too. I think that those missing kids. I think Donald Trump is on that. RFK is already actively speaking out regarding FDA and getting these chemicals out of food. See you later, Gina. Yeah, that was the other thing too. I hope we really find out what's going on with the Butler investigation. Where did that go? Or what about the gentleman at the Florida golf course? What's going on? Russell says RFK is going to tear it up. Yep, 100%. Awesome. As soon as free stops most of the line. Yep. Mm-hmm. Kamala's career is based. Oh man. Yeah, the child trafficking. It's interesting that Jay-Z and Beyonce left the country already. We got Diddy in jail. What is going to happen here? The Epstein list is supposed to come out, and potentially freedom of speech is back on the table. More to follow. That's what Benita says. Rue Good Nurse, thank you so much. Really appreciate the super chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Michelle says, these peeps are scared. Yeah, this was a war, a spiritual war, I feel, for good versus evil. And good prevailed here. There's a good video that I'm piecing together regarding Donald Trump's just the entire path to get to where it's at now. Kind of references back the man in the arena. The man in the arena. If you guys haven't read that quote, the man in the arena, it's a great quote. All right, guys, I am going to jump on out of here. If you're catching this on the replay, type in replay in the chat or in the comment section. Shout out to all the moderators in the chat. You guys are the best moderators in the business, the best. And all you guys in the live chat, you guys are the best. This is one of the best chats on YouTube. I would say that. Hold on. Rue says, what would you say regarding my super chat? Oh, hold on. Let me go back. Oh, oh man. Actually, in Nevada, I have been actively looking for a my buddy is in politics out here in Clark County, and he's been openly talking to me over the past 2.5 years about potentially getting the seat in a district. I would love to do that. I would absolutely love to do that because I think we have, specifically here in Nevada, we have an affordability crisis regarding homes, and I'm huge on financial literacy, especially in the urban community. I think that the suppression specifically here, I'm going to go on a total tangent. So, but the suppression here in regards to the education for financial literacy in lower income areas is absolutely horrible. And we need more financial literacy in those areas. We need to give those individuals more opportunities. But yeah, I've been actively speaking with him. He's had a seat for about 2 years, and yeah, I'm open to it because I think we can do some very cool things not only here in Nevada but also throughout the West Coast. But yeah, that was they are still counting. That was my little rant. That was my little tangent. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, they're still counting in Nevada. It looks like Sam Brown is a Republican who actually I wanted to win. It looks like he's kind of marginally lost the lead in Nevada, but we should find out by the end of the day. But anyways, yeah, thank you so much, Rue Good Nurse, for the super chat. Really appreciate you, and thank you for the question. That was awesome. All right, guys, I'm gonna jump on out of here. Drop your comments down below. Smash the like button. I really appreciate each and every single one of you guys. We'll chat with you guys soon. Catch you on the next one.